So coming up to the week where I was let go, I would say 2 weeks prior to me being let go, the red flags were coming out. Because now people know you, they know how you work. And my director was always complaining about something. So in my head is if she's always complaining about something to me about other people or a client, then she talking about me behind my back too. That's just is what it is, right? And so I told my husband, I was like, I don't think I'm going to last here to November, because that was my goal. Try to fix everything up, make it to November, because I definitely was coming back to Jamaica to spend the holidays here, right? In Jamaica. So I was giving myself to November, and I told my husband, I can't see myself working here 6 months. I was like, there's a lot of things going on. And I would share this with my husband every week. There was always something. After the first, 3 weeks, there was a lot of red flags, right? And the red flags wasn't just the director. The red flags was the order of work. And I'm a person that when you work in a medical field, whatever you put your name on, it's important. You're responsible for that, because you'll be the one that have to be accountable for why you sign off or allow this, right? And so those were things that I was seeing and dealing with. And at this point, I did not care if what I found affected someone else, because you did the job. It's not my job to tell the director to get rid of somebody or anything. No, your job is to help your employee that messed this up. Because a lot of things I found, as I said before, I felt although my colleague manager that was handling it, she should know because of her experience or inexperience, right? She should have shared, but I basically blame the company, right? Because they allow this, right? It's like a bad child, and I'm going to keep this short. The character, the behavior, like I taught my kids at a young age, when they go out in the streets, when we going out, behave yourself, blah, 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 right? I always felt that falls back on the parent, because growing up, there was an order that we were given, not even just in going out, but in the house, there was an order. So if you didn't follow that order and you were just all over the place as a child, it was like, okay, what is the parent doing about this? Same for companies. You have a lot of people working in these companies that just do whatever they want because no one's holding them accountable. And so I'm not going to just blame the worker. I'm going to look at the owner, the person they report to. Why didn't you catch this? What are we doing about this? So that's how it was, me cleaning up. And so there was a new client that I was given, and the client was very, how can I say it? This client brought in a lot of money. Let's just put it that way. And that client was given to me because they had some issues. And again, I'm the cleanup girl, right? I listened to the problem and then I come up with a resolution, right? Everything was going fine with this client, even though a lot of things they were doing or asking for was just like crazy. So I had to get my team on track on, okay, this is what they want, but I'm trying to work with the client to let them know that this is double work. Because the double work, they have to pay for it, right? And I saw this as a problem. And in the beginning, when people want things done in my field, it's like, yes, okay, I'll pay for it, I'll do this. But after a while, you start paying for the same thing. You're like, wait a minute, why am I paying this? That's what happens a lot in my field. Now they're looking at, well, you're paying this because you decided you want to do it this way and not take heed to the person who's trying to help you save money type of thing, right? Well, that backfired backfired on me because there was something that this client wanted, and it was against HIPAA guidelines. And when I say HIPAA guidelines, meaning it wasn't something that they were doing at that moment. It was something they wanted us to do in the future, right? And it had to do with telehealth, right? And if you work in my field, you understand telehealth was going through a change after the pandemic. There was a lot of things they allowed, and then life went back to normal, now those little, what they call adjustments that they gave to the providers were no longer going to be available. And I was trying to let my clients, the providers, know this ahead of time. So I'm letting them know the changes that's coming in November, December, I believe it was. And I'm trying to get them to adjust and make their changes early July, August, right? And this is what you're supposed to do. You don't wait to the last minute, right? And inform your provider of the changes that are coming, right? It's like your insurance. Every time you have to renew your insurance, right, you're going to get a message, or your car insurance, right? You're going to get a message that your car insurance is due. These are the changes that's going to be made. It's the same thing in the healthcare industry. So my job is to inform my clients. My job is to inform my colleagues. My job is to inform my owner and my director. Okay? In doing so, more so my director, right? And her job was really to inform the owner when they have their meetings, because we have so many daggone meetings that, you know, nothing should have been dropped, okay? So the week of me being let go, I would say was that Tuesday. The client had an issue with me. All I know, I was on a call and my director was like, I need to speak to you. And, you know, I already saw the red flags with her. She was very phony, and I picked it up the fourth week I was there. And I just, you know, went with her personality, right? But she had a lot of issues, right? And if you watching this, you know you had a lot of issues, Laureen. So she's basically asking me what happened, and I had no idea what she was talking about. So apparently a client reached out to her, letting them know they didn't like the service I was providing, whatever they told her, right? And I was okay with it because I have proof. No, we're not doing this. She is right. She can't do this, blah, blah, blah. And I also have one of my colleagues who I was training, and I was always telling her, I'm training you because you're going to be in this position. Like, I already saw the handwriting on the wall, and this girl was so sweet, you know, and I told her, you learn everything while I'm here because you're going to be doing this. And she was like, oh, you're leaving? I didn't want to tell her. I already knew I would be leaving in November. I already knew that, but I didn't want to tell her that, right? Because we had a very close relationship, not just a close relationship at work, but outside of work. She was a very true friend, right, to this day. And she was in on this meeting, and the meeting went left when my director just blurted out, well, Jackie, basically, she was like, I'm not trying to hear what you're saying type of thing, right? We're not going to go into all the details of what she said, but it was brute. She's never spoke to me like that. And I can tell it was festering up because I can tell she didn't like how I was working. She didn't like the relationships I was building there, not because I was looking for it. I can't help it because people want to come and talk to me, right? She wasn't liking it. And I felt this. I told my husband weeks back, she has an issue with me, right? And it wasn't a work issue. It was just something I couldn't put my finger on. And so, but this day she blew up and she was like, well, I'm not trying to hear you type of thing. You need to listen to me. And it came out of nowhere. It was one of those things that if I didn't have God on my side, it would not have went nice. It would not have been professional, right? And I politely said, no, Laureen, you have to listen to the full story. You have to listen to the full story. I said that 3 times. And the more I said that, the more she was triggered. And then I closed my mouth. And that time I told my husband, I'm not going to last here in the next 30 days. I'm leaving in the next 30 days, right? Unknowing to me, because I was now triggered. I'm like, why did she? Because it was very disrespectful how she spoke to me. It was belittling in front of my my colleague who works with me, and my colleague knew it, But she also had to keep her job, right? She was just like, and I don't think she experienced on that level because all she was like, what the heck happened? I was like, I don't know, you know, because I'm still there to do a job. So, okay, the next day I come in. Now, the next day is Thursday. We have our meetings. Everything is fine, right? But I can feel it. Even though we don't work in person, we have these team calls, right? I can feel the energy, right? I could discern her spirit. She was done with me. She couldn't even talk to me like she normally do every morning to check on me type of thing, right? Not that I needed, but that was just her personality. You can tell, right? Coming right back.